Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, man. GTO, Vibes with GTO. So earlier today, I watched the cop cam video. The video showed a toddler wandering around by himself. So the cops were called out. It took over an hour for them to locate because he was in an apartment complex. Took over an hour for them to even get in contact with the mom, and they knocked on doors and everything like that. I just really want to get into this because this is something that's like really personal to me, and this is really directed to females because let me peel back the layers of this. Once the cop started talking to the woman, one of the first things the police officer said was like, "Who's in the home with you?" And she was like, "Well, my baby daddy along with three other kids." And then he was like, "Who's watching the baby?" She was like, "Well, it was me." And so, man, so it's you. You got these kids, your baby daddy in the crib, all these other things. So, in my personal opinion, already a red flag. Like, what is, what is he doing? What are you doing? Like, what's really going on here? And then the cops were very gracious about how they handled the situation. They handled it in a professional way. Since it took so long for them to locate the mom, they had already took the child to the police station until they got everything figured out. They had officers still on the scene trying to figure everything out. Even when they located the mom, they didn't put her in handcuffs or anything, even though they could have child neglect. Yeah, but they escorted her to the police station to do an interview, trying to figure out if she needed resources or anything like that. But my big thing is this: we just have to start having open, honest conversations about these things. Like she was, they wrote her a summons, and they were just like, we're not going to arrest you. We could, but we understand the situation, everything. She's saying, well, I don't have no car to get there. I have to take care of all my kids by myself. And the first thing I'm thinking about, like, you just told them you got a dude living in your house. And this is where my problem lies. My mom was a single mother with four boys. And she always instilled in us, the values like principles, morals, values. Be a man, stand on business, don't make excuses. And this is what's wrong in my community. I see it so much, it's heartbreaking, is that so many females just settle for dude riding around in your car, sitting up in your house. They don't work, they don't do nothing. So what are you showing your kids? I'm confused. My mom didn't raise me and my brothers like that. We stand on business. We handle real business. Our kids, we gonna make sure they stand on business. Just what it is. So as I get older, I just start to see like this stuff is like messed up because most women are just taking care of men. If a dude riding around in your car, like, come on, where you do that at? I don't want to ride in no. I ain't trying to drive no female car. I ain't trying to ride in no female car. If he laying around your house and you got kids and don't got no job, it's a problem. Like, be real. And then this is how our community. This is how we keep falling back. But we try to blame this. Oh, it was the. They trying to hold me back. Nah, nobody ain't trying to hold you back. That you holding yourself back, and you're not accountable. You accept mediocre. Your kids see that, and that's their mindset. That's it. Like I came from nothing. You think my mama doesn't even have a high school education. She has an equivalent. She has a GED. But with me and my brother, she made sure, hey, you going to work, you going to do this, and this. Man, look, I was working when I was 15. Man, I ain't had no license. My mama was still like, boy, you about to go to work. You better get the car, you about to go to work. You gonna make something of yourself. My mama used to she didn't give me a curfew and stuff in high school, but and I used to go out, but let me tell you how she taught me discipline. Man, but she was like, oh, you don't went out. You don't went out and you think you about to sleep in the house. Man, my mom like, partner, you going to school. Like, I don't, look, you grown want to be out all night, but it's consequences to that. So that's the thing. We have to be accountable as, you know, as a people of this color. We can't blame anybody else. And I'll put this out here. My mentors don't look like me. They're white. I don't change up. I don't act like that. They know me, from college, up to now. And I'm still the same person. I still stand on business. All my partners, they respect my mentor, everything. Like we stand on business. And he know what's up. His family loves me. It's cool. But, we have to do better. Y'all females, y'all got to do better. And the reason why this came about is because, I eat out all the time and things like that. And then it'll get people who just trying to ask me questions like, man, you better be asking that dude you dealing with questions. Don't have me no questions. Just, you want to talk to me and have a conversation, have a conversation. But what you trying to figure out? Look, my mama, house paid for, car paid for, she doesn't work, cell phone bill paid for. She needs anything between myself and my brothers is straight. That's how we were raised. Nieces and nephews, they know, hey, grandma, that's what it is. My kids, they know what's up. My son, I ain't gonna tell you where he at, but he was just like, look, Dad, about to get my new condo here, and he young. He don't need nothing from his daddy. My daughter, she married. Her and her husband, they about to buy a crib. Her and my son, the same age. We don't accept mediocre. And y'all females out here that's dealing with these dudes that accept mediocre, it's just like this. Like, man, respect. Man, if my son dating a chick and he goes to her parents' house, he got respect. He know what's up. He know that. Like, look, if they go out to eat, I need to handle that. He know that. And boy, we don't play like that. My daughter knows. Her husband, it's a problem. She know. Hey, my daddy number one, but her mama on point too. You feel me? We don't even play like that. But it's just instilling those values, and those are important because, you have kids, your kids have kids, and what you have them around is very important. And I always find conflicts with these things because I always try to tell people, it's so funny. People always try to bring race up into things. Look, man, I be in Buckhead all the time. A lot of times I be on my jury on, hat on, all these things. And white people, they cool. They're just like, what's up? You feel me? I met some of the coolest people. When I met my mentor in college, I was working at Blimpies, flipping subs. So, it's important. So y'all females, man, y'all stop selling and don't put your kids through that, because the only thing you do is create a cycle, and it's a wrong cycle. And I have personal experiences with it, and I see it. You even got parents that sometimes is going to step in and they're going to be like, look, I don't want my child going down this way. This ain't it. I ain't rocking with it. And I appreciate that too. And they shouldn't rock with it. Like you got females these days that will do everything to protect a dude that's not no man. He a little boy. For what? And some of these women have kids that's around this person. What a little boy gonna teach your son, your daughter? What they gonna do? confused. But it's something that definitely needs to be talked about. It's something that's very important. It's definitely important to me because my life could have turned out a million different ways. I grew up poor. A lot of my partners, they went to prison, jail, all that stuff. But that shouldn't define you. And what I'll say is that God blessed me with good people around me. I'm not perfect by far, definitely fall short. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to let my mom down. She worked hard to get myself and my brothers to where we're at. And my mom know, my mom know I don't play about her. She's tough. My mama a gangster. She got 4 boys. She a real gangster. Like my mama ain't playing no games with nothing. She don't even care if you just bought her a new house. And me and my brother did something wrong. She gonna tell her about it. And ain't gonna care nothing about it. She gonna keep it moving. But I respect my mom for that. I love her for that. And she made me the person that I am. And that's why I always adore her, admire her. I hold her high, because my mama came from nothing, but she wasn't going to let us settle. And she always, she tell us real stuff. Like, if I give you some money, man, count it. If I told you this, $1,000, make sure it's $1,000. But, if y'all did something wrong, I'm going to let you know. I don't care what it is. I'm not taking your side, to make you feel good. I don't care if you and your girlfriend, your wife getting into it. If you were wrong, you was just wrong. Son, I'm not taking your side for that. Also teaching us that, like stand on real business. Like, man, I don't care what you don't do. I don't care what money you got, whatever. My mama is real good about it, especially me, keeping me humble. My mama tell me, and boy, I ain't worrying about that. And she'll be like, boy, I need this. And then one thing my mama like to do, but she know I don't play by her. But my brothers, my brothers, we tight. But if she needs something or she said something and they don't jump quick enough, but she'll give me a call and she be acting like everything cool, but she gonna tell. And then she be like, nah, don't call him. But she know. She don't put a battery in me. She know I'm about to go, hey, boy, I'm about to go shut everything down. Boy, I don't play about my mama. And she give me the hardest time ever. I be telling her, I like, mama, you give me the hardest time about everything. Boy, she don't care though. She like, boy, I raised you, y'all my boys, y'all know what's up. And then, and she don't play none of that stuff. Talking about coming in the house sagging your pants. Boy, go back out the door. You ain't sagging no pants around me. Talking about whatever. I remember high school, one of my crazy memories was that I was fussing back at my mama. And to this day, when I get mad at my mama, I be over there somewhere, but I don't even get close to her. My mama caught me. I said, bang! And I was like, boy, she like, I said, boy, don't you get... So now, boy, I keep even to this day, my mama tell you, boy, she know I be me and her be going at it. Cause my mama, she a gangster, like, she used to tell my boy, she love, my mama ain't backing down for nothing. She used to talk, but I be way over there on the other side of the house. Like, when I be around, I be like, mama, I be quiet. Or I be on the phone, but I ain't gonna let it get cold. But she don't hit me that one time, boy, that was over with. But, I love my mama for everything that she's done for myself, my brothers, everything. She's amazing. You know what I mean? And as I'm blessed, and I appreciate everything that my mom has, done for myself, my brothers, the values that she's instilled in me, and she's never given us an easy way out. Always accountability, always all that. And, a lot of times I used to feel some type of way about certain things. Like, mama don't give me no break. She don't give me nothing. But, it's for a greater purpose. And as I navigate through life, being around people, understanding things, I understand, like, what my mom was doing. And that's why certain things, like, really affect me, or make me feel some type of way. So Definitely love my mom. But y'all women out here, man, y'all don't settle for these dead beats. And that stuff dead, man. The only thing you doing is raising a generation of kids that's gonna be lost. Like, and how they gonna step up to the plate, especially, their biological father wasn't in the play. You doing what you doing. Y'all having a lot of you keep having kids. They ain't taking they, and you can't take care of them the right way. So all that stuff is tough, but I care about the youth. Not only do I have nieces, nephews, kids, I have 3 godchildren, from my best friend, man. All that stuff important. Anybody tell you, man, like, you know, um, I'm doing my best, and I got my other co-partners, Jarvis, Nigel, they got kids, and I'm uncle, I'm uncle to everybody. And then my godchildren too, man. It's a lot, but we're gonna steal those values. We're gonna keep that unit tight, and we're gonna teach them the same values that we know, and we stand on business. But hey, I'm praying for everybody out there. Y'all women, hey, get right, man. Don't it ain't got nothing going on. They trying to ride around in your car, man. I don't know what y'all doing, especially if you already got kids. Like, where you do that at? Like, yeah. I'm confused about it, but it's all good. It's your boy, it's GTO. Vibes with GTO. Yeah.